Sean Diddy Combs
being attacked.
It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here.
Fresh insights are raising serious concerns about Diddy's safety in prison. Is he at risk behind bars? He's being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a facility notorious for brutal conditions, neglect, and overcrowding. Join us as we dive into the details, from FBI reports to insider accounts, on whether Diddy's truly safe. The MDC has earned a chilling reputation, often called a hell on earth by critics. Since its opening in the early 90s, the facility has been plagued by violence, neglect, and extreme overcrowding. For an inmate of Diddy's status, the risks only multiply. The high-profile nature of his case makes him a potential target, and stories from former inmates paint a terrifying picture of what life is like within those walls. One major issue is the rampant violence. MDC Brooklyn has seen countless incidents, from assaults to even deaths. Just this year, 2 inmates lost their lives, one in a stabbing, the other in a brutal fight. These tragedies highlight how dangerous MDC can be, with overcrowding and an understaffed facility that struggles to keep order. The situation becomes more intense given MDC's history of housing high-profile inmates, like R. Kelly and Ghislaine Maxwell. Celebrity prisoners often face additional dangers, as other inmates may see them as trophies or rivals. Diddy's fame could make him a target, adding to the sense of unease surrounding his confinement. Adding to the risk is the problem of overcrowding. MDC was designed for about 1,200 inmates but has exceeded that capacity many times. Recently, the population has stabilized at around 1,200, but the facility's past issues with overcrowding have left a lasting impact, affecting everything from security to basic amenities. Compounding these issues is a chronic staff shortage, operating at barely 55% capacity. This means fewer guards, delayed medical care, and even food shortages, all of which increase the danger for every inmate. Reports reveal grim living conditions as well. In 2019, a week-long power outage left over 1,600 inmates without heat and freezing temperatures. Inmates were left shivering and unable to communicate with loved ones or attorneys. Filthy cells, mold, rodents, and cockroaches are also reportedly common. These conditions not only strip detainees of basic dignity but also pose serious health risks, especially in a crowded facility. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed further cracks in the system. MDC Brooklyn was the first federal jail to report a COVID case, and the lack of space and resources made it nearly impossible to control the outbreak. Although Diddy is held in a special unit for high-profile inmates, he isn't fully shielded from these conditions. This unit, known as 4 North, houses around 20 inmates and offers a few perks like gym equipment and tablets for games and entertainment. Yet, it's still cramped, lacking privacy, and plagued by the same sanitation issues as the rest of the prison. Now, here's a surprising twist. Diddy isn't alone. He's sharing this unit with Sam Bankman-Fried, the former crypto mogul and FTX founder. Bankman-Fried has faced his own share of hardships in MDC, limited food choices for his vegan diet, lack of access to computers needed for his defense, and challenging conditions that have led to numerous complaints from his legal team. Life inside the unit is tough, even with the small luxuries available. According to reports, inmates spend time playing games like ping pong and cards, but privacy is non-existent. Shower and bathroom areas lack enclosures, and inmates are often left feeling watched. Bartering is also common, as inmates trade commissary items for small services. Bankman-Fried, for instance, reportedly paid for a haircut using packs of mackerel. In addition to these details, an ex-inmate known as Glock shared some exclusive insights on what Diddy's life might be like in MDC. Given Diddy's wealth and influence, Glock believes he'll likely stick close to Bankman-Fried for support. Glock also discussed the reality of contraband smuggling in the prison, revealing that items like cell phones and even drugs sometimes make their way in, often through family visits or bribed officers. Glock emphasized that mental strain is often the most challenging part of prison life. Limited phone call minutes, delayed email responses, and being away from loved ones weigh heavily on inmates. The isolation is particularly hard on high-profile inmates like Diddy, who was reportedly placed on suicide watch when he first arrived, a measure that involves intense monitoring, further stripping away privacy. So, how long will Diddy remain in this environment? His trial is set to begin on May 5, 2025. which means at least 6 more months inside MDC's unforgiving walls. His legal team has pushed for bail multiple times, but each request has been denied due to concerns about witness tampering and obstruction. With over 90 terabytes of evidence seized from Diddy's residences, this trial is expected to be one of the most high-stakes battles of his life. But prosecutors say this data is crucial to cover Diddy's journey and reveal more about his day-to-day life in one of America's most notorious arguing that some of the evidence may have been leaked by the government. In response, the judge has firmly instructed both sides to keep case details confidential to ensure a fair trial. But did you know Diddy recently returned to social media and shared something quite personal? Let's dive into it. Just recently, Diddy posted a heartwarming tribute on Instagram to celebrate his youngest daughter, Love Combs, on her 2nd birthday. It was likely a joyful escape from his ongoing legal challenges. Diddy is facing a wave of lawsuits with accusations dating back to 1998. These include serious allegations from various individuals, some involving his infamous white parties of years past. On top of that, federal prosecutors allege Diddy orchestrated a criminal operation where he allegedly used threats and manipulation to control women and protect his public image. Allegedly, he even used illegal substances and high-pressure tactics to lure individuals into disturbing situations he called freak-offs. In March, authorities searched Diddy's Miami and Los Angeles properties, uncovering multiple firearms and 1,000 bottles of lubricant. Witnesses, including former employees and some accusers, have cooperated with prosecutors, potentially paving the way for more charges. This case is intensifying, and there are questions on everyone's mind. Will Diddy face more charges? And what punishment could he receive if found guilty? The trial date is set for May 5, 2025, and emotions were high at his recent court appearance at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Notorious for harsh conditions, his team has made several attempts to secure bail, but with concerns about potential witness tampering, judges have so far denied his release. But how does Diddy's case compare to other infamous Hollywood figures? It sparked comparisons to high-profile cases like those of Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly, where allegations of manipulation and systematic abuse ran deep. Both Epstein and Kelly were accused of using their wealth and influence to control victims, keeping their actions hidden for years. Epstein was said to have exploited his connections to high-ranking figures to cover up his crimes, and Kelly allegedly trapped young women in situations from which they could not easily escape. Now, the accusations against Diddy suggest a pattern of manipulation that echoes some of these infamous cases. One significant charge against Diddy is under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, designed initially to combat organized crime. RICO has broadened over time to target influential figures like Diddy, accused of using wealth and power to control an alleged network. Similar charges were key in R. Kelly's 30-year sentence, with prosecutors claiming he used his music business to exploit women. Then there's Harvey Weinstein, whose case sent shockwaves through Hollywood, showing the system's shift towards holding powerful figures accountable. Weinstein was sentenced to over 30 years combined in 2 states for his acts of misconduct, setting a precedent for how the justice system now handles powerful men accused of similar acts. So, what might Diddy's future hold? If convicted, he could be facing a substantial prison sentence. The outcome, however, will likely rest on how both sides handle a highly publicized case like this. For Diddy's defense, a key challenge will be finding an impartial jury. Given the intense media coverage, for prosecutors, the task will be persuading every juror, beyond reasonable doubt, that Diddy is guilty. We'll have to wait until May 2025 to see how this unfolds. But one thing is clear, this case is set to be a landmark in holding powerful individuals accountable, regardless of their fame or fortune.